New psychoactive substances have lots of different names. So new psychoactive substances, NPS, sometimes they're abbreviated to novel psychoactive substances. Sometimes they get called legal highs or legals, that's quite common names. Sometimes I've heard of names like herbal highs or research chemicals, but really these are all names for exactly the same thing. So new psychoactive substances and all these different names mean exactly the same thing. New psychoactive substances can look quite different depending on what type of drug they are. So sometimes they will look more like a herbal material, so they might look a bit like herbal cannabis. Sometimes they can look like a powder form or more of a crystally powder form. Sometimes they'll come as liquid. Sometimes they're found in tablet or capsule form as well. So kind of different forms for different types. The dangers for new psychoactive substances, I guess would be the biggest thing is that they're quite unknown. So we don't have a lot of information about them. Some of them are quite new drugs, so they haven't been around for a long time. That can make it quite difficult to treat and for drug workers to know about them as well. The biggest risks, I guess, are people can have quite nasty side effects as well, so people can experience all sorts of unpleasant and sometimes unwanted effects as well. So that could be physical effects, sometimes mental effects as well. Some of the other issues are there can be different effects on different people, so you won't always have the same effect as your friend, for example. The most important thing if someone's taken a new psychoactive substance and feels unwell is really to think about should they get medical treatment. So that might be phoning an ambulance, going to your GP. So that might be at the time where someone's feeling unwell, but sometimes after use people can feel maybe a bit anxious or depressed after use as well. And there's quite a lot of support out there, so again, you can get referred often by your GP. You can use a lot of phone support lines that exist. There's lots of charities out there as well and youth services that can offer support. And then also thinking maybe about who's around you. Do you have someone like a friend that you can talk to, maybe a brother or sister, parent, or even your teacher, just to talk through some of the issues. I guess if someone's feeling maybe peer pressured into using a new psychoactive substance, some of the things to think about are, actually it's okay to say no if you don't want to do it. Also think about maybe some excuses that you can have as well, so think about how you're going to say no, what feels comfortable for you, so sometimes it's good to practice that. Sometimes if you are able to speak up and say, well actually I don't want to do that, that allows some of your friends or other peers that maybe felt a bit unsure as well. So these kind of things, but I guess the most important thing is think of some reasons that maybe you don't want to use and practice them so that if you do get asked, you feel prepared and how you're going to say no.
The only advice I could give to anybody who's considering taking an NPS is to keep safe, don't take them. And there's a number of things you've got to consider. Firstly, we don't know what the contents are. They can contain toxic or harmful chemicals. Secondly, these substances have been linked to a number of deaths. And thirdly, there's no safe way to take these substances or these products. So I can only appeal to people, don't take the risk. It's not worth it.